All right. Just checking out my settings. And then I gotta check my controls and my mouse sensitivity. So this is my first time trying out this mod pack. I mostly use V just to change perspective because it's a lot quicker. Let me adjust this microphone. All right. So I'm going to be playing on my server, which is OritechCraft or OritechCraft. So I'm going to be playing for at least 2 hours. Okay. Okay, so we are in this location. So I guess it's time for me to do what I normally do. Quest book, introduction. All right, so let me just read some stuff here. So it says, thank you for downloading the mod pack. And I think I should go ahead and drink some water. Okay, so it says, thank you for downloading the mod pack. The purpose of the pack is to allow you to explore the Oritech mod in a slightly modded and non-frustrating environment. I'm sorry for my raspy voice. Because I just came from eating dinner, and sometimes the broth and the juices from the broth itself can be a little bit thick. So let me just continue reading. So it says this mod pack is built around Oritech, so mods with similar mechanics or overlapping features have been excluded. This ensures players can fully engage with and explore the unique systems Oritech offers without distractions or redundancies. Please note that I am in the process of completing the quests. That said, I hope you have fun playing and exploring the Oritech mod from Marcus Cron. So I guess he's the Modpack creator. So this was a collaborated effort with all the other creators. So now that we have our first tool or our first weapon, and we also have a quest book. So let me see if this can be crafted. Okay, so it's just a readme. Okay. So all I've just gotta do is just cut down some trees. Alright, I can get some stone. This is going to be my first time working with Oritech. Actually, it would actually be a revisit, but I'll be able to learn a little more about the mod pack itself. And I might also be multi-streaming on my original channel and on my second channel. And I think I should also record this too. Let me see. There we go. So now we are recording. So if I ever have the intention on, I guess, re-uploading it instead of downloading it, I can always just, re-upload the VOD to the second channel. But that's if I want to, or maybe, I guess, get some highlights. I think that's the only thing I can see the recording feature for. Probably just to get a highlight. I'm not sure what highlights I'll get, other than just, it is what it is. So let's just make some more durable tools. Hmm. So we're going to be doing some exploring. I do see some redstone over there. Okay. I'm really thinking about how should I build my my starter. I think to build like my starter research area. Let's see something. Chainsaw. Indurate compound, steel ingot, adamant ingot, and a motor. It would have been nice if I could make a chainsaw. But I will have to try to go through the whole quest line. Just have to see, should I build my laboratory upwards or downwards? If I build my laboratory downwards, then it's more like an underground lab. But that means more excavation. I'm gonna have to see what I can do here. We have some sugar cane. So I can reach up to 4 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks. Interesting. So the growth of sugarcane increased a little bit. Let me guess. That's a oil spout. Probably to refine something. Cobblestone. Some copper. Let's see what else I can make with copper. copper barrel, extended storage. So there is in fact extended storage. So there is extended storage here. Okay, so mostly it's for storage, and I think you can also upgrade the barrel levels. What's that? Weapon printer. I don't even have a bed yet, but I should go ahead and make myself a bed so I can fall asleep. That would also mean I gotta slay some livestock. Okay. Okay. I do see some other ore. And it looks like I also see some diamonds over there. If I can access diamonds real quick, that's going to give me the advantage of harvesting diamond a little bit efficiently. And I can only just collect the materials needed. At least it gives me like a mini jump start. About to see if there's any iron. All I just need is some iron. I see coal, some copper right there. There's some iron right there. All I just need is some light. And I might have to make some, maybe make some slabs to get down there. Okay. Still pretty dangerous. But all I just need is some iron. So I'll say they'll still let us do the primitive way until we start making other things into something more tangible. So we gotta get down a little lower. All I just need is some iron. Also looking at my journey map too, or my zeros, because I have a feeling that a creeper might be hiding somewhere. Oh, I did not see that zombie. So let's just get out of this little cave system. It's raining. Let's go ahead and make some tools. Oh, I wish it can hold on to sticks or anything like that. So right now it's raining. And all I just need is a few more pieces of iron to make an iron pickaxe. And then I can go out and actually investigate the ore that's spawned on the surface on the monolith. So we can actually see what else it can be converted into. Okay. So I came out of there. Now I have to try to backtrack on where I placed the bed. Okay. There it is. Okay, so I think what I'm going to go ahead and do, open up journey map. Let's see here. I could make a waypoint and just call it, I'm just going to call it home for now. Just going to call it home. And I'm trying to see what else I can do here. Okay. I can delete regions. Okay. So I guess we can't claim anything, so we actually have to use like mods that indicate where you at, or waypoints. So let's just make a chest so far. Store everything in. Should go ahead and make a smoker to cook some food. I need some protein, and I can do something with the flooring. Unless I want to use wood. Okay, what can I do with dirt? Oh, if I make a centrifuge, I can turn it into clay. That would be interesting. But since I have a iron pickaxe now, I'll have to go and check out this ore to see what can I use or what can I do with it. Deep slate platinum ore. So they are iron level. Okay. That's interesting. Uranium. Ooh, uranium. I am seeing a lot of diamonds here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just get the diamonds. So this technically kickstarted our whole grind to actually make something with Oritech. Might as well just harvest this whole monolith. I'll say this is actually a pretty good geode. Because we're getting platinum and diamonds. But I know that the recipes might be altered. But I definitely wanted to learn how Oritech works. But I would say the server would be open. But again, I would say the only people that may be able to access this is people in my Discord server. Since it's kind of like a community thing. If it was free and open, then I think problems would arise. And speaking of which, I am using Sticky Piston as a service. So this is how I was able to run the server. I'm using Sticky Piston hosting. And so far, everything is nice and smooth. But when you run a server, you can play Minecraft maps, you can play mod packs, and the list just goes on. And if you guys use the link in the description, it will take you to the mod pack, and you could get a discount on the mod pack if you ever decide to play with friends. And then you can just enjoy your time. I'm not much of a good promoter or anything, but I could just tell you that Sticky Piston is a very helpful and an interesting service. And whenever I have trouble with things, they're also active to assist you. So, in other words, they have 24/7 support. Alright, so I'm just going to try to fill in the floor with... I'm pretty sure stone is going to be the closest thing. Yeah, I think stone is going to probably be the only thing that's I can convert, and I might as well just use up all the durability from my pickaxes, because I definitely need to stop wasting material. It's kind of like buying new tools. Like, if you ever have like old tools and then you bought the new tool and then suddenly you bought another new tool, but your old tool works, and then you just have a whole backlog or a whole tote of tools, and then it becomes frustrating and quite stressful, since it's just a lot to clean and a lot to filter. And sometimes if you have too many tools, you can also get cut by the components. So I'm just going to go ahead and harvest everything with these pickaxes. And then once it comes down to iron, then I can try to make... I'm not sure if I want to go with just a regular brick or stone brick flooring, since it does feel easier to do that instead of just getting smooth stone. I'm going to go ahead and read my phone real quick just to see how everything is turning out. Okay. Okay, so it's also playing regularly on my other channel as well. That means it is definitely working as intended, which is good. I'm still like looking at the feed. Sometimes I also have to monitor my own feed. Okay, so it seemed like everything's still smooth even when I set it to normal latency. And I think normal latency doesn't hurt. It will be a delay, but it actually balances out the connectivity. Because right now I am uploading videos onto YouTube, but they're mostly like long plays, or I would say playthroughs for the Monolite SMP experience. And sometimes those playthroughs can range from, I'll say, an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, and I'll say rarely around like 40 minutes or 30 minutes, because sometimes Create just kind of just makes you think a lot. Like, if you ever play with Create, you will be making a lot of things. You can make drills, you can make contraptions that kind of just function as their own thing. It's literally engineering. I remember I had to build a, I think right now I have already like built like an andesite farm. But I just know that the andesite farm is very interesting. And I was able to make like alloys. And then once I make alloys, then it just felt easier. I think the next part is going to probably just make cogwheels and try to automate those just to keep making precise mechanisms. But the list just goes on. Also, I think I'm trying to have a good habit on just streaming now and then on Friday. Because once my IT training starts in the fall, I'll definitely be a very busy person. I'll barely be on Minecraft because I'll be so focused with studying and then try to do CompTIA. Because once you have that added in your life, it's like, it's kind of hard. So the only way you can try to vent it out is by playing video games. It's like the only time I can only, you know, relax. But I am building a future. So let me just go and make some furnaces. I think 4 furnaces. Coal. Okay. Right now I'm trying to see if we can make like flooring. But let me try to see if I can try to combine anything like this. Nothing. So they have to be stone. Alright, I might be able to try to spread these out. Saw. I think I should also give up my sword, because I don't really need a wooden sword. Alright. I'll say this is mostly the vanilla stuff that I'm using. I'm going to use stone bricks for now. Alright. At least this is like a good area to start off. It's not too big. It's always better off to start off small and then work big. Mostly I'm just hyper-focused, that's all. Alright, let's sleep in this bed. Alright, so this is still going to be an open concept. So let me just add some more stone there. Yeah, I'm just going to set up some very basic walls. Okay, put a torch. I still got to put a door. Okay, maybe 2 doors. That's probably fine. I can make that. I can just use polished deep slate. I would say just for a stronger base, because it does have a high blast resistance compared to stone. Just one more block. Let's see. I'm not sure if using journey map would do anything other than just, you know, I think I'm still trying to build more onto that. And I'm going to harvest whatever's over here. I'll say these are good geodes. I can share what I have been doing in real life. I could say I've been learning a lot of other things such as electrical engineering and general chemistry, and it's very interesting. Engineerings do connect to each other. It's like a universal language. Like mechanical engineering and electrical engineering, it seems like they speak different languages, but it's still the same language but different analogies. But that's why I'm just going to keep working towards my goals, because my goal is to be an astrophysicist, which is going to be very huge and grueling, but I'm going to make it to reality. Okay. We're definitely going to be making some crevices in this world. So we're going to now report back to our home. Of course, this little research area looks pretty solid. Ow. And I forgot that there was a hole there. Sometimes I'm goofy. But that's all part of the experience. Hold up. There we go. Okay. Now let's connect those. Alright. So now that we have a solid, it does make me feel like I do want to encase more of this in deep slate, just to like securely have this protected, so we don't want no creepers to accidentally destroy anything. I mean, obsidian would be nice, but obsidian is kind of time consuming. And I might put some glass here, I think for reasons. Okay, I'm just gonna probably just put like that, and then just I'll just fill that one over there, and then over here. Let me see. Okay, I'm probably just gonna keep it like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. As long as we can see like what's out there. I think once I start building my research to like a laboratory, then I can make the windows wider. So now we need a sand. I think once I do this, then I'm going to definitely check into the quest book to see what can I do. Because I know there's like a lot of things I can do with Oritech. But I think I probably want to start learning like those type of technologies. And I'm not sure if Tech Reborn is in here too, since I know Oritech does go hand in hand with Tech Reborn. I'm going to get at least like a stack of sand. All right. I'm going to see what he trades. Okay. Not really worth the investment. I really wish they can amplify their trades a little bit, because it does seem like they're more of like the lower tier levels. Like a wandering trader should just be like an actually surprising occurrence, not something where it's highly ignored because of how redundant it is. Because I know he's hustling for a buck, but they gotta do something with him. Okay. So I mean, there's 40. That's like one stack of stone. Okay. That means I'm going to use half of a stack, because let me see what I can use sand for. Intro seed. These seeds contain strong intro energy. Right-click Fluix block with intro seed to turn it into introized Fluix budding, or you can use crystal assembler to inject the seed, but it gives lower grade introized Fluix budding compared with the manual route. Wow. It sounds kind of complex the way how they try to written that, but I just know that the vocabulary is part of the experience. And let me see about diamond. Let's see here. So it seems like the diamond armor idea is still like the same. Like we could still make diamond armor. That's gonna make it feel easy, but I just gotta see how that's gonna hold up. And I think for the glass, can I use you? No. So what I could do is make glass pane, which I can use more glass with pane. And I just need one more pane. And I think the top, I might fill it with glass, or I don't know. But let me just go sleep in the bed. But since we are in a secured place, well, because we still need some more glass. But since we're in a secure place, now we can try to look at campfires, carry on, vein miner, dense ore, house, tree capacitor, quality of life, farming, and a spawner. And I believe this is the other stuff too, and I think they may give us rewards. So let me just go check the glass, and I'm going to go ahead and make some more panes. I'm really trying to see what else I can use the panes for, because it seems like we can make dread lamps, a barterer. I know a barterer is going to be very useful for piglins. I think all we just got to do is get a piglin, and then we can just keep bartering with them or trading with them often. And then there's like more advanced things that I will have to come across. And the good news is this server is in fact public, but I just haven't shared the IP. If I shared it on my Discord, then people may start joining it, but since this server doesn't really have claim protection, just be mindful to not take anything. That's probably like the only thing I can say. Just don't take anything, because the progression here is very grueling sometimes, and some people tend to play for long periods of time, and they just grind. Like, there might be more people that grind more often than I do. But that's just the reality. So, right. So why are these doors bent like that? There we go. Fixed. Alright. Now let's go ahead and just look at this quest book. So, campfire. Being near a campfire will give you a regenerative effect. Consider keeping one in your inventory when you go mining. The first one is free. So that means we can actually heal. And I could just put one in this corner, but of course it's not going to catch fire. See, this is the healing campfire, which I never knew. So we can actually stand in front of the campfire and just heal. Interesting. Then we have carry on. So it says you can move animals in inventory. So with the carry on mod, use shift plus right click mouse button. You can carry one at a time. If you want to carry more animals, you can use the capture cell. Okay, so we can actually capture some animals. But what animals do I want to capture? That's if I want to capture a chicken, and then we just put a chicken on a hopper, and it just generate passive eggs. And then I gotta figure out what to use eggs for. But the basic capture cell, I'm really just figuring out, like, what will I even use it for? Other than just carrying what? I can always lower them, but how do I make this? I think once I get iron bars, this is going to be quite affordable. So that's pretty affordable. Vein miner, you can block dig the veins of ores by holding down shift while using a pickaxe. Wait, what? So I didn't have to break them like manually? That is interesting. So I could just shift and just break. And then we have dense ore. In addition to the classic ores, you can find geodes on the ground that will give you additional resources. And I think if you pair this off with fortune, you probably get like twice the amount. Means if the dense ore naturally carries like 2 or 3 when broken, that means you might get 6 or probably 7 or maybe a lot. It just depends. And then house. So house says, you don't know how to build a house? That is not a dirt cube with a door. Well, you're like me, so let's use the prefab to have a den for the night. Okay, I'm going to see what this thing does. House. To make a house, you just need compressed stone, furnace, bundle of timber, a clock, and a crafting table. I really want to see how this thing works. Because building a house, I don't really build houses, but I'm going to try for science. Let me just place it. Okay, so this is the style, huh? So we can make it red. Oh, okay. So what if we make it, might make my bed magenta, basic house, ranch style, a loft. Ooh. Wait a second. Okay. That is kind of interesting. It's like you can literally use the prefab. That's kind of cool. Okay, so I'm gonna go for, oh, man, it's like there's some interesting choices here. So I really want this one. Like, this one looks like very like relaxing. And it also has what, nether brick? Let me just build it. Look at that. It just straight up just spawns in a house. And I also crushed the horse with my... Yep, it died to the pressure of the house. And what is down here? Whoa. It also made a whole tunnel all the way down to the mines. Okay. And what's in here? Okay. This is just getting kind of interesting. So we literally just went through a lot of layers. And we also have fast ladder climbing. I think that's part of the mod too. Okay. So this is the example of dense ore. They said I could just shift and break to break a whole vein. Okay, why is it not working? Let's see here. Give me the ladders. And let me just shift and break. Oh, there we go. So now it's working. Then we gotta install the ladder again. But this is quite interesting. So we technically have a house. And we also have, ooh, tools. And we also have carrots and we have bread. Okay. So we technically have a house. Normally, because I always stick in my lab so much. Okay. So that means, okay, let me try to do something. That'll probably mean I'll have to remove that one, and then I will have to make this one my home. Because technically that is my home. There we go. And I'm not sure where I'm going. Okay. There we go. So we got ourselves a loft. Feels pretty nice. See, even if we stand near this, it's like, I think if we're like 8 blocks away, it still works. But this is, I think, supposed to be my laboratory anyway. Yeah. I might just mark this as like a laboratory. There we go. When we do that, tree capacitor, no tree capacitor for you. If you want to get massive amounts of wood, use the tree cutter or the Prometheus battle axe from Oritech. So that means we actually have to, we will have to make those tools. That was a tease. Quality of life. Some features to add lightness to your gameplay. You can jump over fences. Step assist is modded. Sort inventories with mouse middle button. Quickly climb ladders. Harvest crops with the right click button. Get villager piglins by right clicking on them, and much more. So basically there's like the vanilla aspect of this. Farming. You can create farmland by pressing shift and right click with the hoe. The higher the whole material, the larger the area you will create. And then we have spawner. You cannot pick up spawners with the carry-on, but must use a pickaxe with silk touch. If you want to spawn a specific mob, you must make the spawner from the Oritech mod. And then you also have, who doesn't hate phantoms? That's funny. I think we're going to have phantoms anyway. You can disable step assist here. Okay. It's quite interesting. It says actually the pack has infinite channels by default. Sorry, try harder. Okay, so I think we have completed the whole introduction here. I mean, that is a lot. Yeah, we were sitting here just reading the book. Let me leave that bed. I want to go and sleep in that nice loft. Where's my loft? There it is. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to add more light sources out here because we definitely want to keep this protected. So let's just keep going. And let's check here. So we did the introduction, getting started. So we already collect the wood. We already collect coal. We already collect iron. They also gave us a mining helmet. I don't know what that's about. So we got redstone dust. Then we got gold. Then we got diamonds. Then they gave us digging claws. And I think they want us to get obsidian and then go to the dimension. And we also have mob farming. So they gave us that, and this looks familiar. The diamond spike, the spiky spikes mod. I remember doing a showcase on this. All you just need is some diamond swords and a few diamonds and a diamond block. You put it together, it actually drops experience and loot. And it says kill mobs drop all loot when killed by player, accepts most sword enchantments via an anvil. So you can actually enchant these too. That's if you want to make a trap. I mean, it just gets very interesting. I think I should go ahead and construct a blast furnace. Okay. Okay, so it gives us night vision, so that's what it does, but how do you make the mining helmet? Iron helmet, soul torch, any torch, and yellow dye. That's actually kind of cool. It's like the very tiny features is like you don't see all the time. Because people tend to just like speed run over it and they just don't like see it. Sometimes there's like cool features and we just kind of take it for granted. So we're just going to wait until that turns into like smooth. I'm going to put the door in here. Okay, door. Then I'm going to put some of these oak planks in here because that's going to burn really fast. There we go. Okay, so we should have enough. I could probably make the fifth one a blast furnace. So now we can do things a little more efficiently. And I should just use the coal and just begin blasting the raw ore. I should also go ahead and make a shield. Oh, I made pressure plates. Okay. Now we have a shield, but let me see if I can actually upgrade the shield to be a little more efficient. Seems like that's the only shield. That's fair. So that's going to do what that needs to do. And since the loft actually just took us to like a very convenient mining spot, but it does feel like I do want to put like some fences and stuff, but I don't know because I still had to try to find a way to get into the laboratory, but I still have to like learn. Look at that. We also have little farmland here. So let me just get some crops and then I'll go down in the ground. So let me just get some wheat seeds. And I know the main house actually has, or the main loft actually has carrots. So let me just do this. Okay, so we have CD's place. Also, I'm trying to think about, do I really need a stone axe? We also have a stone swift blade prefab. Alright, so we still have a lot of stone tools. Potatoes, carrots. Okay. I'm just going to try to eat up all the bread. And of course it's going to be raining because it's a laboratory. I gotta keep it open. And then grow carrots, and then grow potatoes. Now we can go down and look for some obsidian. But that will also mean we will have to try to navigate, because this is going to be very risky. I think we're at like Y42. And I can see deep slate. Okay. Like we're definitely deep in the ground, but I'm not sure we just hit here and it's like we gotta explore a little more. Uranite crystal. So we are finding some uranium deposits here. And I see condensed gold. Basically very useful metals. So what is this? Dense deep slate gold. Yep, basically 2 or 3, and it just amplifies it. But what I really need is like a water source and a lava source, because I am not equipped with the proper gear. So I check. So that means I may have to try to make my way over here. I'm not sure if that's obsidian right there, but maybe that might be my chance. So I have to like go, I gotta go like, have to go east. Alright, we're almost getting there. Okay, a few more blocks. Stumble upon diamond. That's cool. Okay. Just want to make something just to indicate. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of drilling and mining we're going to be doing. And what is this? Nickel. Oritech. And I know I'm not safe because I am wearing leather and I'm only mining cap. I think a mining cap is literally like a iron helmet. Oh, I can just shift and break. There we go. All right. Okay. I will say collecting ores might be a little bit easier. Just shift and break. Survived that one too. That's cool. I'm trying to see if I can get some obsidian. And this uranium too. How is that gonna break? There we go. I do need to make it out here safely. Okay. Oh, I just need some obsidian. Unless I can find like a lava pit. Unless I want to come back down here with diamond. Even though I wouldn't really wear diamond, but I think it's for a good reason. Because I'm still exploring the mod pack. I mostly wear iron when it's like, you know, to relax. But I think for diamond, it's probably only worth it if it's intentional. That was a very smooth experience. All right. So let's just go ahead and check in. It does feel like I want to use barrels. I guess barrels help save more space. I don't know. And wait a minute. Barrels. Barrels. Let's see something. I could probably extend the storage with gold. Let me see something. Copper barrel. Gold barrel. Iron barrel. Okay. That means I could definitely make an iron barrel. Okay. I'm just seeing what can be possible here. Because I want to have extended storage. And I think I should also make another. Feels like I'd like another blast furnace. Iron barrel. gold barrel, and a diamond barrel. I think I can work with a gold barrel. So if I use a gold barrel, see, that's even more storage. I will say that is worth the investment. I need more iron. Okay. So I gotta go back down there and do some more harvesting. But I think what I should go ahead and do is get a wooden bucket and get some water. Just get some water and just find a lava lake and then just try to get obsidian. So let me just go over here. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. I forgot one thing. I was so focused on, you know, the crafting trees and everything that I actually forgot all about my upgrade in armor. So let me see here. I want to see if it can be like upgraded like further beyond, but it seems like it's just a tunic and the mining helmet doesn't even last long. Let me see what the tooltips are. 165? Wait, what? Okay. So you're telling me this thing burns out when worn. So it's useful, but also a curse. Yeah. I'll say at least we have that, then I can just make another helmet. Even though this is going to be a waste of materials, but I'm just going to have to see what we can do here. Because once we get the obsidian, it needs a torch, and it needs 2 yellow dye, or 2 dandelions. There we go. So now we're going to go down there and just collect. Because all we need... I can't believe this actually does burn out. Means this needs mending or you're going to have to do something to keep it charged up. So I'm going to have... That means I'm going to have to pick up my pace a little bit. But I still need to find a lava, like a lava area. Oh, thank you. I know there's a creeper right here. I'll still continue collecting my ore because that is going to be very important anyway. That's a lot of iron. Once I break this stone sword, then I will flip to my diamond sword. Okay, there's a dungeon right here. They say if I have Silk Touch, I can collect it, but I don't have Silk Touch. And I don't even have an anvil yet. I haven't been doing PvP in a while, or even PvE. So you can definitely tell where my skill is. But as long as I can put up a fight, it's fine. We also now have an enchanted golden apple. And can this be crafted? It seems like it cannot be crafted. If it were crafted, I would definitely try it. Well, we are collecting some useful material, but I still need to try to find a lava. Like an area that hosts a lot of lava. A lava pool. Okay, that's probably a good example, but I don't want to fall down there and get my stuff burnt away. Oh no. No bueno. Yeah, I tend to make mistakes, okay? I can't believe I actually survived that. Like, I can't believe I actually survived that. So let me see if we can try to do a vein mine off of obsidian. Apparently we can't. That means I actually have to mine each and every obsidian block here. But I can't believe I actually survived that. I would say in most cases, I don't really make it out there alive. If I didn't have this water bucket right here, I'll definitely be fine. And I think this water bucket also has durability. So that means I could probably use it as many times until it goes away. All I just need is 10 obsidian blocks. There is a lot of lava. I think once I get that, then we'll be going to the nether. And then once we have access to the nether, it seems like it's like we have the pieces. So now we got to get out of here safely because we don't want to end up actually, you know, dying like with, you know, with obsidian and the stuff that we've been working towards. Okay, see, I almost got caught there. I would say this is very treacherous. Now I had to try to find my way out. I do see a mimic chest over there, or a mimic area. Have to just go over here just to see what is up there, because it could be a mimic, because mimics are very aggressive. Let me just see. Okay, this one's safe. This one has coal, improved axe, iron leggings, chainmail. Sometimes I'd be looking for chainmail. And you're just a regular barrel. A campfire. Oh, unfortunately, it's not a lit one. Alright. So we're going to do a little bit of exploring around here. Now we gotta get flint to make flint and steel. I'm not sure we can just use like a cutting board. But I can just go ahead and just collect most of this stuff, like more nickel, all these different ores. Because it might be used for like other functions, other ingredients. And then they might tell me to put it in like a processing machine, or I'll say any of that nature. Let me just break this. All right. Okay, is there any more I can harvest? I'm not even sure if backpacks are in here, but I may have to check. I do see some diamonds over there. There's definitely going to have to be like a machine that can definitely make this stuff a little bit efficient to harvest. But I'll say this is a very good start. Like a very good start. Okay. I do not want to lose my loot. Plus, we need flint. All right. Now we're going to have to set up another portal. So we're going to have to set up another portal. Which I could just set it up in a particular way, or I could just set it right here. Okay. All right, now it's set up. Now we just have to get flint. That's probably the only thing I need to do is get some flint. But I gotta get gravel. I'll say this world is pretty peaceful when there's like no mobs trying to jump you. So I think this is why they would call it like a vanilla experience. But it's just with Oritech in here. So it's basically like a mixture of like, or if I try to put in an analogy, imagine playing like better MC, like all of it's 100% vanilla. It's just like that, but add Oritech in there. And I probably would think this mod might be beginner friendly. And I even timed my own stream It means I set up a timer just to stop exactly at around 2 hours. Because to be honest, once I get into the IT program, and it's going to start in September, it's more like once that happens, it happens. Because even though I might be able to stay up late on a Friday, but in reality, I wouldn't even know what they might give me. They might just give me a lot of work that might require more than just, you know, it's like more than just like 5 days. They might probably force me to do like a whole week. But I mean, I could be exaggerating it. But just being mindful about the consequences. Okay. I think I could just use dirt and gravel, and we get coarse dirt. Where grass never grows. All right. Gunmetal nuggets. That's probably like something else. Yeah, but at least I'm trying to make my inventory, or trying to manage it a little more appropriately. And then we can also make like another one. Just doing a little bit of cleaning. we still have all these tools. Unless I just want to try to use them all up. So now that we have collected a lot of stuff, let me just smelt all this raw copper. I wish we can use like a diamond helmet as like a more optional miner helmet. Alright, so now we have the flint and steel. And it means I have to also go and get iron. Let me see something. Just making sure. So I gotta actually go back into the caves and look for some iron. All I just need is some iron. Just trying to see what else we can collect before we resurface. paper, iron. We're getting like a lot of nickel. It's definitely on that wall. Drink some water. Okay. So we got ourselves a nickel ingot. Flint and steel. Let's let up that portal. Now we can cross through it, I suppose. It might be a lot of stuff rendering. There we go. And luckily we're not in a very dangerous spot. But if you're a person that has like speed 5, be extra careful. Because you might fly off the map. But I don't even think I even need the helmet. Okay, let's see here. So we have Nether coal. That's still pretty useful. Nether quartz. Nether emerald ore. It seems like we are getting a lot of minerals. Tons of minerals. And we are definitely in the Crimson Forest. I do have to fight you? Seems like I have to. He has a lot of health. Okay. They don't like it when I pull out my diamond sword. They don't like it when I pull out my diamond sword. Just gotta see, like, what else I can explore. Okay. Time for bacon. Okay. Okay, that's a lot of nether quartz. I think I should put the helmet back on so I can see a little bit. But we are definitely collecting a lot. Copper ore. More nether coal. Seems like nether coal is pretty abundant here. Very abundant. So let's just return back to the overworld. Yeah, you better run away. Alright, so let's just go to the portal. Alright. Let me take this off. So now we have came back from the nether. Seems like everything is fine. Okay. Okay. Check the quest book. So getting started, we have nickel. They gave us more nickel. They gave us golden boots. We didn't wear them. And they gave us the obsidian skull. Applies a temporary fire resistance effect after taking fire damage. I think I should also equip that too, which is definitely helpful. Okay, and I want to smelt the rest of this nickel. Now we have another quest completed. So that means I can probably smelt other things. Let me check uranium. Yeah, I think uranium has to be analyzed through some higher machinery, not just slapped into a furnace. If I use... Okay. If I use a pulverizer, it seems like I get more that way, but I might be able to make some machinery. But I'm looking at my stream time. I only have like what, 12 minutes? Yeah, that's like about like 12 minutes. That's not a lot of time. So let me see what I can do. So now we're getting into the Oritech. So they gave me that. So I gotta make a pipe wrench, which requires steel. But how is steel acquired? Through iron ingots and coal. So I guess now we're like heading towards the actual Oritech. So we just get this. See how we can only do it 4 times. Okay. There we go. So now we have steel. They gave us more steel for the wrench. Nickel ingot. So I think right now we are making our very first tool for Oritech. So now we got ourselves a pipe wrench. Submit. Okay, so they gave us back our pipe wrench. Then we have fine wire, a simple crafting component. You will use a lot of them, which requires a ton of nickel. So that would mean I will have to make more nickel. I might just put all of them there. That's 28 fine wire. They gave us more fine wire. Then we make ourselves our very first item pipe with Oritech. Right click on the pipe to input into export. If you want to remove the connection, you will need the wrench. So how you make these? So you need wood for these. At least we are slowly being introduced to using Oritech. I never really used the pipes before, but this would be the first. And I do need to check to see if there's any more nickel. So they say it goes like this. This is how you make the pipe. Have the pipe, gives more. The energy pipe, the first cables to carry current. Given their cost, consider using tools found in a wireless energy section. Okay. This requires electrium. Electrium is combined with gold and redstone. Okay, this gets kind of interesting. It's sort of like we have access to these types of materials now. It's like once you start collecting enough of these, it's like you can begin making these materials. It's kind of cool. Makes me think about making another blast furnace. Yeah. But I'm just going to say it's going to be very interesting. So right now I'm smelting gold and more nickel, making another blast furnace just because, to increase the efficiency. So I'm just going to do that. Okay. Now I can continue this one, and I can just keep the operation flowing. Then I think for this one requires redstone, if I could recall the recipe. So let me just go and grab that. Since I might only have enough for 7. So now we have electrium ingot. We have electrium ingot. I'll say the whole quest line is kind of like a huge zigzag. Like that's what it kind of feels like. And then I had to use the electrium ingot. Then we get 6 energy pipes. I'll say this is going to grant us the ability to actually connect electricity among the wire. And they give us more of those. And then we make ourselves our very first basic generator. I really have to see if I really want to add some more time to this, because it is getting a little bit interesting. So we need steel, which requires coal and iron, fine wire, and you get a quantity of 2. So let me make a basic generator. So let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna have to check it. Okay, it's steel. Steel. There we go. Okay. This is going to require another furnace. So they're going to want copper. So we need copper for this. Use JEI, nickel, copper, furnace, 2 magnetic coils, and you can hold control for more information. All you just gotta do is just add some fuel in here and you get yourself energy. And now we can power up. And you can tell there's like barely any room in here, but again, the laboratory will continue to extend. But right now we are still working with very minimum space because this is how labs are started. They mostly start off small. And you can see this is the only way we can charge up our items. So I would maybe make myself maybe like a block. I would say 2 blocks of coal to probably keep it running. Feed it in there. It's creating energy. Then they give us another one, which is also good. Well, it makes me want to move that that armor stand. Let me just take that out and just put it in the first. Let me leave that. I'm trying not to sleep in my lab. I'm gonna try not to sleep in my lab. Sometimes it's just like very bad habits. I'm gonna put the armor stand with the armor piece like in the corner somewhere. All right. So now we have a little more room. And I can place down another one. We're still going to be using torches, and I might also maybe make like 2 more blocks of coal. Do that. Now they're both receiving energy. And then once we have that, then we can make ourselves a lava generator. And I think this one says, here everyone wonders why there is no ender tank mod or anything else for transporting fluids in the pack. Well, I don't want you to skip Oritech's other generators. Sorry. So let me see here, lava generator. Multi-block, required cores 1. Lava generator. Okay. So it requires plating. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if it's like get a bucket of lava. So wait a minute. I'm trying to see something. Base generator, lava generator. I'm not sure it's like actual lava or does it like make its own lava. If it can make its own lava, then it'd be quite interesting. Equipment charger. Recharge all your instruments here. So this requires a block, dispenser, chests, and 2 steel ingots. Okay, so this is where we can charge our units up. So we just need 3 chests, 2 pipes, 1 block of redstone, 2 steel, 2 dispensers. Dispenser, I could just make a dropper and just kind of like replicate a bow. I mean, there's just a lot to learn when it comes down to playing this. But it's going to be worth it in the end. The only thing is about continuing the journey, not giving up in the middle of it. So I think all you need is what, 2 of these. I think it's like 2 of those. I kind of forgot the recipe for the equipment charger. So I know you need like a block of redstone, Dispenser, 2 of these, 2 pieces of steel. There's like something else. Sometimes I try to see if I can try to, you know, like memorize the crafting ingredient. Sometimes I try. Okay, chesses. There we go. So I'm going to have to cut down some more trees. Okay. Just 3 regular chesses. And then that. And then put that together. Then we got ourselves the charger. And I'll have to see how this is going to get connected. So right now it does have no power. And I think I can just pull it from here to here. I'm not sure if that's even receiving any power. Because it's supposed to charge our items. Let me see something. I want to see if I can try to remove it with a pickaxe. Yes, I can. Because I never used these tools before. So I'm going to have to see like how it holds up. So it's still not charged. You have all this energy right here. Wait a second. Because it's an item pipe. Silly me. It's this one. There we go. So this is how we actually just charge up our stuff. So right now we got ourselves a charging port. I don't know what to charge because I haven't decided on what or what tool to make, because I know there's like saws and other things. And then we all of a sudden start getting components. I'm not sure if I had to make a barrel for a component. I only got like what, a few seconds left. I'm just gonna try to see if I can like add like what, another like 5 minutes. I'm thinking about adding like another 5 minutes if I could. So let me just make some modifications to my stream deck, and I had to try to see how to convert minutes into seconds. So minutes to seconds. So if I type 5 minutes, that's 300 seconds. I still have to learn a little bit of math. So let me just add 300 seconds and then press the timer. There we go. So now we have 5 extra minutes to do a little more, just to see how far I can get into this. Okay, so I don't have no more slabs. Let me just go ahead and make a few barrels, or another barrel. And I think I can also upgrade it to gold, but that's if I want to put components in there, like mostly components. All right, so let me just do this. Another gold. This is when I start putting my wires. Also keeping my stuff clean if I could. Okay, so this is our charging unit. It gives us copper reinforced plating. And when we have reinforced plating, we also have a steam boiler add-on, and I think it applies to a steam engine. Let's see here. So I would have to check into the lava generator, but that requires what, another basic generator. And I think I should just craft this just to, I guess, get it over with, because I'm never thinking about using a lava generator, but it might be important in the future. Okay. steel. Okay. Okay, so what does this need? I think it needs nickel. And then I can craft this. That's finished. And then check that out. Lava generator. I really have to see how this works. And I might have to set this one outside because it is in fact a lava generator, but I'll say per se, I never really tried it. So I would just set it out here. And it seems like it needs power and it also requires fluids. And it seems like it needs another multi-block, and I think it's probably like another plating. It's probably like another plating. They gave us lava, I guess, to just begin. So we can like start pumping lava in to machinery. Let's see here. We also have a motor. Motor requires coil, steel, and a nickel. Coil. Okay, I don't think I have any more iron left. Seems like I have used up all my iron. I have so much nickel. Okay. So only have like, what, a minute left? Let me just put this away. So I'll say so far, we have went to the nether. We have made a few contraptions. We made the lava generator. We made the equipment charger and 2 basic generators. I think the free one we just got from making the basic generator. So now we can charge up units. But I will say we're still in the Oritech session. I know we can make like exo leggings. But again, it seems like we still got to try to get some more steel. Unless I really want to make that run there. But I still got to follow my own times. Because this is also self-control. Because I got to practice my self-control as well. It's no problem with that. But it's best to have it. So it's going to ring in a few seconds. Just to remind me. Alright, so my alarm in my ear has gone out. And this is going to conclude for the section for the Oritech. And this is playthrough number 0 because I always started off with 0. If you start off with 1, that's kind of like you're immediately in here. But this entirely is all fresh. And I will play again on Friday because I did set up a little goal, but I could still I still have the intuition to play Friday since I'm pretty much just excited about the IT, but also trying to get myself adjusted to the changes in my upload schedule because things will tend to change and life will always throw something in your way. But I'm very grateful for everybody for watching, and if you like it, then I'm grateful. But until then, I'll see you guys next Friday when I'm just chilling back and relaxing to play some more Oritech. So until then, see you guys next time. And this will also conclude the recording too on my end. And it's time to change the scene to the ending scene.